The wedding ceremony is one of the most important events in one person's life. Weddings in Vietnam are no exception. Going through many stages, traditional Vietnamese weddings have also been modernized due to the influence of Western culture. But the beauty of traditional wedding culture is a precious beauty that needs to be preserved. In ancient time, the Vietnamese marriage had 6 main ceremonies. Lễ nạp Thái. It is the first ceremony of the process of wedding ceremony. The groom's family brings gifts, especially a pair of swallow, to the bride's home. The swallow symbolizes the compliance with the yin and yang weather and implies that the wife will follow the husband's morality. They also represent the loyalty. Lễ Vân Gian. In this ceremony, the groom's family would send a matchmaker to the bride's home to ask for the bride's name and birthday. The bride's family responds to all the questions that the matchmaker asked. Lễ Nạp Cát. This ceremony informs the bride's family that the groom's family went to a fortune teller who would confirm that their children would make a good couple. Lễ Nạp Tệ or Nạp Chung. The groom and his family will bring gifts such as jewelry, money, etc. to the bride's family as a proof of their sincerity of the marriage. Lễ Thính Kỳ. The purpose of the ceremony is to set the wedding date. After completing the first 5 steps, the families will move on to the final step, Lễ Thăng Ngân, the wedding ceremony. The groom's family presents gifts to the bride's family and escorts the bride to the groom's house. Within 3 days, the couple will visit the bride's family together, bringing gifts with a pair of large ducks and wine. This ceremony shows the son-in-law's gratitude to his parents-in-law for marrying their daughter. Each of the 3 regions of Vietnam has its own traditions and customs. However, in general, the traditional Vietnamese wedding procedure has basic steps that need to be ensured. Therefore, learning the order of the wedding preparation according to Vietnamese traditions and customs will help each couple take the initiative in completing their own wedding in the fullest and most meaningful way. In this video, we will be demonstrating the traditional Southern Vietnamese wedding. Lễ Dạm Hỏi, proposal ceremony. This Vietnamese wedding tradition brings the 2 families together to a formal meeting to ask for the bride's hand in marriage. The main purpose of this meeting is to help both families come to an understanding about the upcoming marriage. A proposal ceremony is considered the first to be a good start of a successful marriage. The engagement and the wedding date will be chosen during the proposal. This is typically decided by a spiritual leader or fortune teller due to the spiritual nature of the occasion, and the date is based on the couple's horoscopes. Lễ Đám Hỏi, betrothal ceremony. The proposal ceremony is the time for the 2 families to come together to discuss a pending engagement for the couple after the couple has expressed their intent for marriage. Betrothal ceremony is the official engagement ceremony. In the past, almost all marriages were arranged by parents. Thus, this ceremony is more important than the wedding as it marks the beginning of the relationship between the 2 families. In today's society, the engagement is not as essential as it used to be, as the bride and groom often try to reduce unnecessary customs. So for many families, the betrothal ceremony and the wedding ceremony take place on the same day. A formal engagement ceremony with elements that are very similar to a traditional Vietnamese wedding ceremony would take place as a first step in the engagement and wedding planning process. Lễ Thành Hôn, wedding ceremony. Wedding is also seen as family reunions. Family members will travel to the bride or groom's house a few days prior to participate in the wedding. These members will help with the preparation for the wedding and serve as witness to the ceremony. The most solemn and fun in the Southern wedding customs is the preparation for the wedding ceremony and the wedding ceremony itself. The wedding ceremony will take place in both the bride and groom's house. Everything is prepared elaborately and carefully. The bride's house will hang the Vu Gui sign and the groom's house will hang the Tang Hong sign. Making ban su se or ban fu te, husband-wife cake. Legend has it that the name of the husband-wife cake is due to the story of King Li Antong, 1136 to 1175. On his way to the battle, his queen made a special cake to express her love to her husband. The cake was delicious and meaningful for the king. Therefore, he named it Ban Fu Te. Since then, the image of a couple of Ban Fu Te has been the symbol of eternal love between husband and wives. Soi Guk. The Vietnamese have a concept that red is a lucky color, a blessing, and a bright spring color, symbolizing love and full happiness. The red color of Guk is the natural color of heaven and earth, bringing harmony in married life. Southerners used to use banana trees, coconut leaves, and areca flowers or bamboo to make wedding gates. However, in recent years, people have begun to design the gate with a very special feats, dragon and phoenix fruit arrangement. Dragons and phoenix fruit arrangements are two species classified in the quartet of spirits, symbolizing luck, recovery, and rising to the pinnacle of success and prosperity. Therefore, in Vietnamese weddings, there are often symbols of dragons and phoenix to represent marriage harmony, fortune, and many children. The night before the wedding day, mother of the bride will comb the bride's hair as a symbol of their last moment together as mother and daughter. During this time, the mother will instruct the bride on how to be a good wife, a mother, and a daughter-in-law for a new family. The event is often marked with sadness, as marriage for the bride traditionally represented her severing ties from her family, and especially her own mother. And it is a common practice for mothers to style their daughter's hair up until the daughter's wedding. The tradition itself is no longer largely practiced today, but it represents the strong bond between mother and daughter that is prominent in Vietnamese culture. The bride's family and relatives will gather on the same night, preparing everything together, agreeing on the dowry for the bride, choosing who to go with the bride to the groom's house, and telling the bride what to remember before sending the price to her husband's house. Their group will be a fun and emotional evening as the family farewell to the bride to follow her husband. Mâm Quả, which are red tins that are filled with gifts, known as a dowry in the old days. You will find bottles of the most expensive cognac, husband-wife cake, luxury teas, desserts, fruits, and items that symbolize prosperity, wealth, and luck. It can be seen that the Mâm Quả is not only an offering to the in-law, but more importantly, it shows the respect of the groom's family. Therefore, the thoughtfulness and care in preparing the wedding tray is extremely necessary. Unlike the North, the Southern wedding gift trays are usually an even number, 4, 6, 8, or 10. Trầu cau, with the fruits of areca palm symbolizing of wishing 100 years of happiness. Ban Phu Te, husband-wife cake, symbolizes the love of husband and wife, peace and harmony. Couple bottles of wine and tea offered to the ancestors to show respect for descendants. Fruits. The fruit tray is linked with many colors, implying that the new couple's life will be sweet and fresh for the whole life. Soi Guk, sweet sticky rice, symbolizing luck and fullness in the married life of the young couple. A full roasted pig symbolizes prosperity, fortune, and a happy life in the future. Permission to receive the bride. The Mekong Delta in the southern Vietnam is a vast maze of rivers. The lives of the people are associated with river culture and even in the wedding ceremony. Today, although the road has reached the house, many people still choose to pick up the bride by rustic boats, which are both unique and interesting, while contributing to preserving cultural values in daily life. The bride's family arranges a few children with red ao dai holding red ribbon in front of the bride's house. When the groom's family arrive, one of the children will run to tell the bride's family. The groom's family prepares some candies or red envelopes, lacy, to distribute to the children who tie the ribbon. After they receive lacy, they will pull the string for the groom's family to enter the bride's house. This custom has now disappeared and is no longer seen in Vietnam. On the morning of the wedding day, according to the favorable time, the groom's family, including the groom's representative, usually a respected person among the groom's relatives, the groom, his groomsmen, together with his family members and friends, bring red-covered gift boxes to the bride's house, asking for permission to receive the bride at her house. The person is usually led by a couple that is most wealthy and successful among the relatives. On arrival, the bridesmaids and family members will greet them at the flower gate. The bridesmaids bring the gifts inside and present them in front of the ancestors' altar.
Ngày lành tháng tốt, đại diện cho họ đàn trai đến để đón cháu về, thì trước khi đón cháu về thì mình cũng theo nghi lễ của tổ tiên truyền lại, thì đàn trai có mang đến những sính vật và sính lễ, xin đàn gái chấp nhận.
Lễ nạp tài. It can be called lễ đen or lễ nạp, depending on the regions. The meaning of these money and gifts is to express the gratitude of the groom's family to the bride's family for having given birth and raising the bride, and to contribute to the bride's family to jointly take care of the costs of organizing the wedding for the newlywed couple. Burro with the fruits of the rica palm, husband-wife cake, wine and tea, fruit trays, sticky rice, a full roasted pig. After the bride's family accepts the gifts from the groom's family, the bride's mother will walk the bride out to the officials of the two families and give her to the groom.
Uống nước nhớ nguồn, thì ông bà dạy là kính nhớ người tổ tiên, bây giờ xin đốt đèn.
The meaning of the candle ritual is to show the respect to their ancestors and the desire to bond the family relationship between the two families. Then they bow their head to each other to show their gratitude and respect toward their soon-to-be husband or wife.
Theo tập tục tổ tiên thì mình con người có tổ có tông, uống nước nhớ nguồn thì hai cháu là phải đái thứ nhất là đái bàn thờ tổ tiên ông bà, đái thứ hai là đái bố mẹ đứng sinh thành ra mình, thì đái cuối cùng là hai vợ chồng ra là.
The groom and the bride will exchange their wedding rings and receive the gifts from their parents.
một cù lao xanh, một dòng sông xanh, một vườn cây xanh
cũng hay cảm động. Mẹ cũng có sợi dây chuyền để mà cho con, thì mẹ cũng chúc cho hai con luôn luôn được hạnh phúc, hãy thương yêu nhau đến cho lúc răng long đầu bạc nha con.
Tea ceremony. Once the exchange has occurred, both the bride and groom will serve tea as a sign of respect, starting with the eldest family members. Escort the bride to the groom's house. Half of the dowry will be given back to the groom family. This represents the bride's family showing respect and gratefulness for the groom's generosity. Arriving back at the groom's house, the groom's family members that did not take part in the procession but remained at home will light firecrackers in celebration.
Hai cháu sang năm có em bé bầu. Đi thế nha.